Hey everybody, today we were talking about how to use the Xlookup function in Excel. I'm going to show you everything you need to know about how to get it to work properly, and at the end I'm going to give you my thoughts on if it's better or worse than other lookup options. To get started, I'm just going to talk through my data quick. You can see in columns A and B I've got a random number generated from 1 to 12, and then in B I've got a month title, and I want the month title to appear automatically based on what the number in A is. Over in columns E and F, I've got an array of data that corresponds each number to a month of the year. So ultimately, I would like column B to return March when it sees a 3 in column A here. To get started, we're going to click on the cell that we want the value to appear in. So in this instance, let's click on B2. We're going to type out the function, which is just equals Xlookup, and then I'm going to open up my parentheses to get the function started. You can see when I do this that Excel opens up a bunch of different data values that it's looking for. And it started with the lookup value highlighted in blue, so that tells me that that is the data that Excel is looking for right now. The lookup value is just Excel asking you what data you want it to look for in the array. So in this instance, we wanted to look for number 3. So we're just going to click on cell A2 right next to where the Xlookup is being typed out. And you can see that it appeared in my function. And once I'm done with that, we can just go ahead and type a comma. The next thing that Excel asks for is the lookup array. What this means is Excel is asking you, where can I find the data that you just told me to look for? Rather than just highlighting the area where the data can occur, one trick that I use is highlighting the entire column. So in this instance, I'm just going to click the E above the array. You can see when I did that in the formula, it automatically typed out E:E, which just means that the entire column is highlighted, which is what I want. Now that I'm finished with this area, I'm going to click comma. And the next thing that Excel is asking for is return array. Return array is Excel asking you, what do you want it to return if the value that it's looking for is found? So in this instance, we know that Excel is looking for the value in A2. We're going to have it look for the value in all of column E. And then once it finds it, we want it to return the value in column F. So similar to before, rather than just highlighting the area, I'm actually going to click on the F itself to highlight the entire column, and then I'm going to click a comma. The next 3 things that Excel asks for, the if not found, match mode, and search mode, are all optional. If you don't want to use them, instead of typing a comma after FF, you could just close the parentheses and click enter, and it will work properly. So skip ahead if that's you. So if not found is exactly what the name sounds like. Excel is asking you what to do if it's unable to find the value in column E. We have a couple of different ways that we can tell Excel what to do. If we had a value in a random cell that we wanted Excel to return if something was not found, we could simply click on that cell. So for example here, if there's a value in D2, I could click here, and if no number is found when it's searching in column E2, it'll return whatever data is in D2. But I find this a little bit confusing. Another way to handle if not found is to put words of text in quotations. So in this instance, that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to type in no month found. Because the last 2 areas we know are optional, the match mode and the search mode, I'm just going to close the parentheses to show you what returns in current state. Once I have the parentheses closed, I can go ahead and click enter. And you can see that next to the 3, the Xlookup returned March. Now in order to get this to go on every single number without needing to rewrite this 100 times, I'm just going to move my cursor to the bottom right of the green square, and then I'm going to drag down to the bottom. Now with that, you can see that Excel has now returned every single value because when it's looking for each number, it sees it in the array over here. As a proof of concept, let's just say that for whatever reason we forgot to type a 4 here next to April. You can see when I did that and just click delete, it now is returning no month found because when it went to the array to look for every number, it didn't find this. And you can remember that we wrote no month found when it's unable to find a number. Now when we go through this, you can see a lot of similarities between an Xlookup and a vlookup. So is the Xlookup necessarily better than the vlookup? I think the answer depends on what you're more comfortable with. I think overall the Xlookup has a little bit more flexibility and maybe the syntax is a little bit more straightforward and easy to understand. But honestly, if you're comfortable with vlookups and they work well for you, I don't understand why you would try to reinvent something that isn't broken. That's pretty much all I got for this tutorial. I wanted to keep it simple this time. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and give the video a like. If you're struggling in Excel on any other topic, make sure to put it in the comments below and I'll make a video to help you out. Thanks again.